Hi, I'm Tim Bartz, Internet Sales Manager here at McArthur Ford, Salina, Kansas, your source for Ford news update and information, including your Maverick information on a Monday. And just fresh back from Florida. Great trip in Florida, meeting up with a lot of Bronco and Maverick customers in Florida. Several that we sold vehicles to that we met up with in Florida, and it was a fun time hanging out with the Maverick and Bronco community, and so is a lot of fun. We'll be talking a little bit more about that tomorrow night on our live stream about meeting up, doing these meetups. There's a great Maverick community all over the country. A lot of towns and bigger cities will have a group that gets together. So, we'll talk more about that tomorrow's live stream. So I hope you can join us for that. But in today's video, as you can tell by the title, we're going to take a look because last week we covered that screen, that center stack screen. That's a 13.2 inch screen that's new for the 25 Maverick. And some people had asked, well, what about the other screen? I said I'd get to that. So we're going to do that this week. So we're going to get out there. We're going to actually take a look at that screen there in the middle. It's an 8-inch screen, 12-inch screen. I don't know. We're going to take a look at that and go over the different settings in there, where to find them on as well. So we're going to get into that. But first, before we do that, like we're going to do each week, is to kind of keep you updated on what's going on for scheduling for this week. This is the first week of a new month of scheduling, a new month of set of allocations. We have 6 allocations for the Maverick, been refreshed for this week. And so this is going to be a fun week for Thursday, February 13th. For the Ford Maverick, the order banks are open up and they are scheduling for those April build dates. 5 weeks of production they're scheduling for those starting from the week of the 31st through the week of April 28th. So that accumulates for 5 weeks. So this week here will be retail scheduling only. That's you people out there with orders that have orders placed. This will not be stock scheduling. So they always want to start with getting those retails in there first. So make sure you finalize. You put in those orders this week. If you have an order placed with your dealer, it's an unscheduled order. Make sure the order is in there, that it's good, that it's not just saved order. So make sure that order is in there. Make sure it's a decent priority code. Shouldn't matter as long as they're all the same, the dealer. And find out what your dealer. This is a great time to ask what your dealer. Like I just shared with you just now, we have 6 allocations. We did get 26 that we earned, but we are turning 20 down and only doing the 6. And you might ask, well, Tim, why are you doing that? Well, because I got 82 2024 Ford Mavericks sitting over here that are going to be available for sale real soon, hopefully by next week. And we're going to have those to sell on top of what we already have in stock. So we don't need any more to bog down what we have, because it does affect whether or not you earn allocations. Because we did the same thing last month where we received 26. We took 6. They still gave us another 26 this month because we're not overloaded yet. So that's why we want to keep that rolling. So, all right. So, and again, for this week, like I said, I kind of mentioned this last week on the live stream and my scheduling video is that when they refresh, there shouldn't really be too many other constraints unless there's a lot of orders or an issue with the supplier. Once a new month starts, you're back to 100% of the capacity because they have not scheduled any of the month yet, right? Unless they push them back. They shouldn't have scheduled any of the month yet. So we should be full and available with not having any vehicles under the very limited to exhaustive availability. So let me go through. There are 2 items that are actually on there. And one of them, I believe, is a supplier issue. And one of them, well, I think they're both a supplier issue. So first of all, very limited to exhaustive availability for this week is the advanced all-wheel drive system. That is what we're seeing for the Lobo, and that's also the same system we're seeing for the Tremor. Shouldn't affect anybody else's. It would only affect those and only Ecoboost orders, of course. That's the advanced all-wheel drive system. Again, that's what we see on the Lobo and the Tremor. And then also tire T7Q. That is the standard tire on the XL and XLT. That's the same tire that Bronco Sport shares. So, Continental works with Ford on those tires, and we do see that sometimes on the Bronco Sport as well, because when I look at the Bronco Sport, the exact same tire is also a constraint on the Bronco Sport. So that is why we see a constraint there. So yes, we're refreshing. You think it would be full capacity, but there is a Continental tire issue there where they can't provide enough tires. So there's that issue. So if you have something that's not the standard tire on the XLXLT, that could help you get scheduled. It will still have orders scheduled, just so you know that. We won't get shut out completely. It says very limited to exhausted. That just means that they're having issues with the supplier with Continental tires, as well as for the advanced all-wheel drive system. Remember, that same advanced all-wheel drive system is also what we see in the Bronco Sport Badlands at standard, as well as in the Sasquatch packages, right? So keep that in mind. Actually, it may not be in the Outer Banks Sasquatch, but it's in the Badlands, so it shares with them as well. So there is some sharing going on between those two models at the same plant, and because of that, there could be a little bit of a constraint. So hopefully everything works out for you. All right, that's that. Recall information. I don't have any information. That's the information I have. So both the battery as well as the backup camera. I haven't seen any kind of a fix yet. And look, I did double check and see if there's any like updates to that. And I don't see any yet on that. But I've been told on that backup camera, it could be coming up real soon. So we're crossing our fingers that it happens this week so we can get to selling those 2025 or 2024 Mavericks that we have. As well as the battery recall. I know some people have received emails or letters about the battery, but I know that I don't think we have a date yet of when we can go ahead and have those replaced. Again, that goes to getting some of the parts availability, right? Dealers will need parts availability to be able to fulfill that recall. So that's all the information I have on that. So let's go on out and let's take a look at the Maverick, and let's take what we call the productivity screen, which is what you see through the steering wheel. So let's go take a look. All right, here we go. We are headed out to the lot. We got some Mavericks on our lot that we're going to take a look at. Several of our XLs out here. Most of them are Ecoboost, but I do want to grab a hybrid because I want to be able to show you kind of that power meter and such on the hybrids and such, and something else I want to show you on those to be able to point out and show you about neutral towing as well. I pointed out in the neutral tow video, but I thought why not in this one as well. So I grabbed keys to an Ecoboost and to a hybrid here. So this, let me turn this around. Here's some of the Mavericks we have for sale. Several of these are XL Ecoboost, I think they're all-wheel drives. These here are Ecoboost. This here is a XLT, I believe, black appearance package. That's also Ecoboost, not hybrid. But this green one right here is an all-wheel drive hybrid with the 4K tow package we have in stock. Green one, spray and bed liner from the factory and such to the customer didn't take. That's available right now. MSRP, of course, $1,000 if you finance with this is taken off. But there you go. Anyway, so we're gonna jump in and I want to show you something on this in the hybrid. Let's grab this hybrid. It actually has, oh, and by the way, here's what your DIO keypad looks like now. So for this year, for 25 model year, so that's what they're looking like. So that's where it's going to go. It is wireless, not keyed in and such, but that's this one has that as well. So a couple cool features this one has on it. All right, let's jump in. And on these, it's real. The best way to really tell whether or not something is hybrid or Ecoboost, there's no badging anywhere on them anymore, which is kind of crazy, is I just look inside and see if it has an auto start stop button, and I know if it doesn't, then I know it's a hybrid. This in here would be a hybrid. If it's got the auto start stop deactivation switch there, then a little A with the circle around it, then I know it's an Ecoboost. Now, whether or not something's hybrid all-wheel drive versus not, that's a little bit different. But anyway, all right, we're going to put this key in here because this keyed start on these XLs. And again, we're going to talk about this center stack screen. Somebody was jamming. All right, we're going to go ahead and start up because it is, and it's cold enough outside. You'll say, well, I've had some people ask when they're backing up why the backup sound, the pedestrian alert isn't sounding. If the engine's on, they can hear the engine, so that's probably why they don't have it sound. But when the engine's not running and it's just a hybrid motor running, then you have to have that sound because otherwise you can't hear it. In this case, that Ecoboost motor or the engine is turning on because it is cold out here. Where it's what are we? It says 39 degrees. I don't believe that. Anyway, it's cold out here, so it's turning that on because we need to warm this car up a little bit so that Tim feels a little more comfortable talking about myself in third person. Anyway, so here we go. You guys don't care about all that, but here we go. This is a hybrid, so you will see that has that ready up there. These gauges over here on the left and the right, those are going to be there regardless. So we have an 8-inch screen here on this, and so you're going to have, you know, the information down below. So you have your miles. This one's got 27 miles on it. 39 degrees outside. Of course, the Priddle. Park, reverse, neutral, drive, low, and then your miles to empty around down there as well. Of course, your speedometer's right here. Actually, it's a kilometer per hour instead of miles per hour. Kilomile. Anyway, we'll get that switched. But it says miles per hour here, which is kind of interesting. So anyway, so we're going to talk about that, but we'll get into all that. But I'm going to push this forward. I guess it is forward as far as I can go. We're going to kind of show you some of these things. Now, here on the on there, you'll see it does have the Maverick, and you'll see the lines behind it. That is for your lane keeping system as such. And that is done right over here. So down on the end, right over here, right? That's what's going to change that. You'll notice those lines went away, and it says lane keeping system off. I want that back on, so we're going to turn it back on by pressing that again. And that should be on, and you'll notice those down below there. So that's how you turn that on and off for your lane keeping system. And we talked about how to adjust that last week, so check out that video if you missed it on that. Now we're going to do a lot of things here. Yeah, a lot of people ask too the drive mode switch while we're talking about this. The only thing down here is your traction control, auto start stop if you have an Ecoboost, parking brake. That's pretty much all that's down here now, unless you have a trimmer or, you know, advanced all-wheel drive. But their drive modes are now up here on the steering wheel. So maybe this needs to be a steering wheel overview as well. But your drive modes are here. So you're use those drive modes left and right to filter through those drive modes. I've done a video on that, but just in case you missed it, there you go. So if I go left, I get 2 different modes, that's eco and then the slippery. But if I go right from normal, pressing the right button, see if I get this, can do it like that. We get that normal, we get the sport, and then we have tow haul. I think that's it. You can actually see them down below there as well, light up, so you kind of know. So we're going to move that back over. We don't want tow haul. We're going to go back on over to that normal. And by the way, if you do have an Ecoboost model and you hate that auto start stop, try driving in sport mode. Not only is it kind of a spirited drive, but also will deactivate your auto start stop, and you don't have to keep doing that. Now, I think when you turn this off, I'm going to actually try this. We're going to turn this car off. We're going to get out. It was in sport mode, remember that? Get back in, start it back up again. Sport mode for a hybrid. Does it ask us? Seatbelt? No. There you go. Normal, active, return to sport. We should go yes. They should leave it highlighted yes, though. But there we go. So that's back in. Did it go back to sport mode? Or was I answering the wrong question there? I was answering the wrong question. Went back to normal. Okay, so we're going to go to sport. Let's try that one more time. I'll get this right. So I don't think I was reading it. Video recording and trying to do it fast. Get back in. We're going to start it back up. So there, it stayed in sport mode. You can kind of see it in the background back there, because sport mode it'll look different. See how you have these tracks here, and that's in a red, so it should be in the sport mode. So if I hit my mode, see, yep, I'm still in sport mode. So each of the modes will have different colors to them. You have more like tow haul. When we switch that, did you see that your compass up there went to more of a yellow look? And you'll see here now we have a different look to the road. So you'll see those different modes will have that. See, and then like eco mode should be like, it'll probably change to a green. See, it changes to green up there, right? And then the road looks a little different there. And then if we go one more over to slippery mode, that more of an icy look emblem up there, and you'll see in the background kind of icy, slippery mode. So snow, ice, rain, that's a good time to use that mode. Let's go back to normal. Leave it there for the next driver. And then the normal, let's see what that goes to there. That goes to a different color blue. So there you go. Anyway, so there's that information there. But let's go to the, you have this up and down right here, these buttons. So we're going to go down, and that's your different, that's trip 2. We have this trip. We have fuel economy, EV coach, and such. Now, if we hit these little, a lot of people like to call it the hamburger or whatever, the 3 lines, we press that, and that's in the MyView. So we're on, I think before we're on the trip. So we're going to go to MyView right here, and we're going to press OK every time we do this. I'm not going to point the camera down there because I want to keep it on this. I'll just let you know what I'm pressing. So we're going to press OK right there, and then we can configure our view. So if we click on OK there, then you can see any of the boxes are checked. That's what's going to be on there. So there's not a trip 2 or this trip. This trip is kind of a nice one, because that'll show you what your fuel economy was just on the last time you turned the vehicle on, that engine cycle. So that trip. So when you turn it off, get out, get back in, it's going to reset it back to zeros for you. So, but trip 1, would be, you can trip 1 and 2, you can reset at any time. What I like to do with my cars, it's kind of fun, is I'll leave either trip 1 or trip 2 to what it was when I first got my car, so I can see how good have I done since the whole entirety of the life cycle of my vehicle. And then maybe trip 1 is if you go on a trip, you can reset that for that trip, right? Anyway, so especially go on a long distance trip. Fuel economy, that'll kind of how you do on your fuel economy overall, and which will usually be the lifetime. And then your EV coach, we're going to leave that on and show you what that looks like. Now playing, that'd be your radio stations and such like that. Navigation would be some of your navigation things would be up here, and then tire pressure as well, how the tire pressure is on this. We're going to hit the little return button, like that button right here, right there. We're going to hit that, and then we're going to hit return again, and we should be on MyView. So I hit OK, it goes back. We're going to hit back, and then we're going to hit the little menu button again to get it off. And so you're going to see what that looks like. Now if I hit down, we should be on configure view. There's the trip 1, trip 2, this trip, actually it shouldn't, fuel economy, EV coach, and then back to trip 1. So that's kind of what it's showing. Now I don't know why earlier it wasn't there at all and why it is now. So there you go. So there's your trip. So you're on MyView. You can go down to these. These are what's the only thing that's going to show on there on your MyView. So earlier when I did that, I hit that OK. That one did take us back to the trip 1 and trip 2 and such, or your trip and fuel economy. So we're going to hit back, and here's your trip and fuel economy. So you have a towing one that shows mainly all your towing stuff. We'll go through each of these here for you, and I didn't go through and do any research on any of this before getting in the vehicle, so this is real raw of experiencing it just like you guys would on this. So anyway, so there's that. Now on if I go to MyView and I want that EV coach, click on that, and that's going to give you on the right side how you're doing for your your EV coach. Now there's nothing there because we haven't gone anywhere yet, but that'll show you that. And then go down, and we're going to have the Sirius XM there because that was the radio, right? Them now playing. Compass is down there, and then your tire pressure is right there. Hey, I'm glad they're even. It's embarrassing if they're not. And then here's your trip 1, and such. So there's that. Now we hit back, and when you hit back, that's what clears that off of there completely. So if you like that clean look like that. Now we're going to go down here and go to trip and economy, and these are what you're going to be seeing on here, because we were just noticing that on that last time was this trip, fuel economy, EV coach, and such, right? And it showed you that. So we're going to go back one more time and go down to towing. We're going to hit OK there and see what's in towing. So you have trailer light status, and then you have towing status. So you click on trailer light status, and that's going to show, hey, no trailers detected because we don't have anything hooked up, right? We're going to hit the back. Actually, there you go. And then we're going to go down, trailer status, and that kind of shows you your axle, your gain, and such, because this does have trailer brake controller, right? Yeah, it's right over here. So it does have trailer brake controller. So that's trailer disconnected, but that'll show you your gain, plus and minus, and such like that. So there we go. So if I hit that plus and minus, It says no, nothing. But I don't know if you saw that 0.5 because I moved it to the negative, so it moved it down. That's my gain for braking the trailer. So if you'd brace that. So basically, if you have a trailer on and you want to brake the trailer but not brake the vehicle, you can use this trailer brake to go like that, and it would brake that would help, set that brake for that trailer if you want to help slow it down and such. So it should be when you brake, the trailer brake is going to brake as well, the brake for your trailer. So it's going to hit back, and that's really for the towing. I'm going to hit back again. That goes back into that. So hit the little menu buttons there again. Going down to status information. We're going to hit OK there. And seatbelts. Who's got their seatbelt on? Nobody. Oh, I'm sitting here without my seatbelt on. So then we're going to hit those status again. Go down to vehicle maintenance. Hit OK there. And you see oil life. It's at 100%. Tire pressure. And we did have that in that MyView, but you can get it through here as well. Hitting back here, back again, and then we're going to go down. Audio, hit OK, and that just gives you some of your presettings and such. So again, you can do that without having to take your hands off the steering wheel and go over to your screen. But we're going to go down to settings, hit OK, and we have screen content. And so if I hit OK on that, on the screen content, we have a secondary speedometer. So we did see 2 here, right? And so that gives you a secondary one. So if I uncheck it, do you see that one disappeared now? And now we just have miles per hour. So this gave us the kilo miles per hour and miles per hour. So if I hit that second one again, watch, it'll show up. There you go, right? So if you don't want that, you take that off. If you don't like the brake coach will pop up as we brake the vehicle and show you how you did in braking the vehicle. Especially, you won't, an Ecoboost will not probably see that. Only the hybrids, because it shows you when you're braking, that's what's regenerating back that energy that you need to help you not use so the engine doesn't turn on, right? That gets you the best fuel economy. Braking the vehicle is very essential in driving a hybrid vehicle. So I've done some videos on that if you want to check back to some of our Maverick Monday videos where we did that. But if you don't like that brake coach, you just go in here to check that. Now, left gauge, I'm going to go up to that, it says none. So we're going to hit the OK button there, and we do have power gauge as an option. So I press OK there, and then we're going to hit menu to get out of this. Now we have this power gauge over here. Right now, it doesn't have anything, but right now the motor's not going, or the engine's not going. We got it to temperature and such, and now I can tell we just have the hybrid. It's so quiet and everything, right? But if I press the accelerator, that kicks the engine on. Now as I'm moving and going, and maybe we'll do this and drive around the parking lot, you'll see when you use the engine, the meter will come up here. But when you're using the battery, you're braking, it'll go down below that 0 into the battery. So it means you're using battery power instead of your engine power, right? That's what you want to see. Some people don't like that over there. So to get to that again, hit your menu right here, go to your settings, and then go to your classic view, it says right there. Click on that again. Oh, no, that's not where I was at. Oh, screen content, sorry. Screen content, and then you want to see that left gauge. You want to click on that OK there and go none. And that takes away that power meter over there. All right, then we're going to hit back, and we're going to go to this classic view digital speedometer. So if you click that, you want the round speedometer gauge instead. We're going to hit that and let you see what that looks like. We're going to hit the menu button to get out of there. There we go. There's the more classic view with the tachometer. Or maybe that's a speedometer. I guess that's your speedometer around there with the digital in the middle. So if you want that look, that's the look you have right there. So I'm going to hit that menu button again. We're going to go back into settings, hit OK, classic view. So you have 2 different options. You want digital speedometer only, or you want that round gauge. Those are your options. Go down to vehicle settings and hit OK. And neutral tow right there. So we've had some people ask, hey, I want to make sure that I can neutral tow my vehicle. If you have this in your menu, you can neutral tow your vehicle. We're going to go over to this Ecoboost in a second, which is the reason I have those keys, and show you that is not in there under the vehicle settings. So if I hit that neutral tow, I think you have to be turned off for that to work. But you can neutral tow the vehicle. This is an all-wheel drive, so you can neutral tow it. It's a hybrid. All hybrids, whether it be all-wheel drive or front-wheel drive, can be neutral towed. So you're going to see that on there. Now, I'm not sure why it's not showing up. Maybe I have to have it off. There you go. So I have the vehicle turned off. I think you have to have it turned off to go into that. So we're going to hit OK there. But you can see neutral tow is now to where I can press it. If I click on that, it tells you hold to initialize neutral tow. So it's going to take you through the steps to set your vehicle up to neutral tow behind an RV, right? So again, if your vehicle has that, you can neutral tow your vehicle. If your vehicle can't be neutral towed, it will not have that. And I'll prove that to you in a second when we go over to this Ecoboost vehicle here. I'm going to turn this back on though. All right. So that's everything under the settings there. Again, screen content, if you want, that brake coach is available, left gauge is available, second speedometer is available if you want it. You can hit that back and hit the back again. And I think we've gone through everything on that screen. Again, MyView allows you to be able to see. Let's go ahead and click through some of these so you can see what they all are, what they look like. So we're going to click into some. Of course, trip 1 is going to look like trip 2. No difference there. Now, you'll notice it won't let you do any others. So you can only have so many on here checked at a time. So if you have too many, I'm like, I'm going to take tire pressure off because I can get to that through another setting. Now playing, I don't really care about that. I can look over here and see it. You can uncheck that. So now that allows us to be able to check some other things like fuel economy, right? And we have the EV coach. Now we're going to hit the hit back, and then we can see those. So under the MyView setting, we go down, and now we have trip 1, this trip, fuel economy, EV coach. We now have in navigation. We took out the radio, the now playing, right? So we took that out. So going in here, of course, trip 1, you can see it's going to show you information like how far you've driven, how many miles, how many electric miles that you've driven. So that's how many that you kind of saved you on fuel, right? You did 2.9 electric miles, 20.4 miles per gallon. This has got 27 miles to it, so it probably hasn't been reset. And then a total of, you can see there, 1 hour and 10 minutes right there. So if I hit down, then it's going through those settings right here. You can see the little dash marks. So now we're on the, what was that one that just came up because I wasn't paying attention? This trip. So this shows you on this trip, how are you doing? Shows you, we've had the vehicle turned on for now 2 minutes. It's going, right? And now, okay, now the engine just kicked on, but we see 0 miles because we haven't driven anywhere. So we don't have any information on this trip. But if we were to take off and start driving, it would start, filling that stuff in right there. And if we go down again, we can go to the fuel economy. That kind of shows you. And then what's really cool about this is it shows you as you start driving. It'll adjust that automatically. It'll start going up and down. So as you start braking, it'll start going up really high. As you start accelerating, using that engine, then it'll dip down, right? So that's actually a cool little gauge. EV coach as well. We'll have some other stuff in there, but it doesn't show any because we haven't been driving. And then we have the compass as well right there. And that would be part of your navigation because this doesn't have navigation. So a vehicle like this is an XL, which does not have nav. It'll just show the compass there. But a vehicle like a Lariat, which has navigation, will actually show you your turn-by-turn information there as well. So now if I hit that back button, it comes off of there. So if you want that to come back over, right, then I think some people ask that. They says, how do I get rid of that stuff over there? Well, I just got rid of it. So if I hit the menu button, this button right here, that pops that stuff back over there, and I click the OK for MyView, and I hit trip 1, it brings that stuff up right there. But if I want to get rid of it, I just hit this back button. It's gone. So hit the back button again, it's back. And then we can go through the MyView settings if you want to. So that's a real easy way of going, okay, I want to change something. I want to see some information real quick. What's going on with my trip. Now we're 3 minutes, 36 seconds. How's it going? Okay, great. Now we hit the back button and it's gone. So I think some people had some questions about that as well, too. So I think that's about it to go through this. If I didn't cover something you wanted me to cover, let me know. Now I want to go over to this Ecoboost and show you that neutral tow so I can kind of prove my point on that. All right. I was going to shut it off, but we're going to keep it rolling. and go on over to this Ecoboost. What's great about the XLT for this year is it's got the intelligent access. Just key fob in my pocket, I just put my hands on the door handle, it unlocks it and allows me to get in. That's kind of a cool feature. All right, we're gonna start this one. You'll see that one starts, engine starts right up. You can see it's got the auto start stop. It is an Ecoboost model, right? Hit our OK. And in here, when we go to the menu, again, we have all the stuff down here. And then we go to the settings. And these will have a lot of the same settings. And we'll go through these on this Ecoboost so you can see, you know, maybe the difference. But go into settings and you see that thing that's missing now. That other vehicle had 3 of them out down there, and it had another thing for settings or something. You'll see it's missing here because this cannot be neutral towed. So you'll notice if you can't be neutral towed, you will not be able to get into neutral tow settings. It won't let you do it. Now let's go to screen content here, because this, and you'll notice this is stuff missing as well. We got a second speedometer, but you don't have that power gauge. That is not there. EV Coach is not there. We can go down to the left gauge, right? And we have a tachometer. So if you're Ecoboost, then you get a tachometer over there instead of your power meter. So there's some people that have been asked that, hey, I'm a hybrid, but I want that tachometer. You get a power meter or you get a tachometer, and it really depends on what you have. Ooh, got heated seats. Let me turn this off. So that's a difference there. So if I hit this menu again, we're going to go ahead and go back into the settings, and we're going to go ahead and go to screen content, and we're going to take that to none again. But that's how you would do that. So if you have an Ecoboost, you want that tachometer on there, that's how you do it. It's a digital tachometer, not the round one. So might be kind of sad for some of you to hear that. Secondary speedometer, again, just like the other one, it's going to give us the 2 over there. Can you guys see that? Sorry. You do have that, so uncheck that. And then we're going to hit back here and go back. In classic view, you hit that, OK there again. Again, same thing, digital speedometer if you want that, or if you want the round gauge. So right now it's on the round gauge. So if we get rid of that, you'll see it's that round gauge in there. So we're going to hit the menu button again. And again, let's go on up to the MyView so you can see if there's some different things in there. Configure MyView. Again, we have trip 1, 2, fuel economy, now playing. We do have navigation, so it skipped over the EV Coach. You don't have that with a Ecoboost, but you have I believe all the other settings. So we're going to hit back there, and then trip 1 looks like, I think most everything is there from trip 1, or from your, oops, go back, back menu. Okay, trip and economy, you have trip 1, 2, and fuel economy. Those are the 3 you have. And then towing, hit OK there. This does not have, you'll see it has a trailer light status, and just like the other one had. So even if you, like this in here, XLT comes standard with the 2K tow package, so it'll have the same towing screens as a 4K tow package will. All right, so you're still going to have some of those screens. You will not have, well, this one actually does have 4K tow, so it does have the trailer brake controller. So maybe that's why it has that. But I think all of them, because XLTs come standard with a hitch, if it's got a hitch and the wiring, that it should have that towing guide there. Status information, seat belts again, and then vehicle maintenance, hit OK there, and we got oil, life, and tire pressure. So a lot of the same things. You don't have the EV Coach. You don't have the power meter over there. Instead, you have a tachometer available. So a couple different changes there. And if you have an Ecoboost, you will not have neutral tow capabilities, and you will not even have the screen in there to be able to allow you to even try to do it to your vehicle. So hopefully that helps out with that. All right. Hopefully that helps out. Let me lock this up, and I think I locked the hybrid up, but hopefully that helps you out. Hopefully you guys learned something from this. I think I even learned something, because like I said, I didn't rehearse this. I just got back from the trip, wanted to get a Maverick Monday video out to you guys today on a Monday, and hopefully you're having a great day. I'm gonna try to warm up after being in 80-degree Florida weather, coming back to 39 degrees is not fun. So I got to get myself used to this. It's supposed to snow this week. Let me know how things are going in your neck of the woods. And so thank you very much for joining us for this Maverick Monday video. Hope you're having a great Maverick Monday. Hopefully, let me know. Are you in a Maverick right now? Do you have one on order? Are you scheduled? Are you not? Tell me what's going on down in the comments. This is a community that is about the Maverick, and I want to hear from you guys, the community, on that too. Want to see a video you want me to cover? Post it down below. If you've got a Maverick and you're like, hey, I got these questions, can you help me out? Please post those down in the comments, and I'll try to do a video on it for you guys. And so you guys we can all learn together on this and go through this. So thanks for watching this video. Hopefully you have a great Maverick Monday. Till the next video, stay positive, be kind to one another, be kind to yourself, and we'll see you in the next video.